Right after we sold the Powerball to the collector, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I could free him from his immortality, but it would come at a price. I told the collector that I want everything he owns, including his home nowhere, and I said I'll even throw in a bonus, and I threw him an invincible Predator suit gauntlet, and then I said that gauntlet I just gave you activates a suit of invincible armor that gives you the ability to fly through space, and it can even generate force field technology that also lets you fly through space, and it also has a built-in arsenal of weapons to help you survive anything. It's called Predator armor. And then I waved my hand and I freed the collector from his immortality, and after that I knew Lady Death would come looking for me soon, and then I said you are free now, give me what I'm owed, collector. And then the collector gave me everything he owns, including his pink slave women, and I freed Cosmo the space dog, and when I freed her I got her powers when I touched her, and then the pink alien ladies came up to me and they both said thank you master, we will serve you forever and we will do whatever you tell us master. And then I said you are free and I don't need slaves, you can do whatever you want to do. And then they both looked at each other and smiled warmly, and then they both looked at me like two perverts and they both said you're very handsome master and we want to stay with you. And then I bowed to them both like a true gentleman and I said as you wish ladies, and then they both walked up to me giggling cutely and they both touched me, and like usual Natasha Romanoff and Carol Danvers didn't get jealous, they always had no reaction because I make love to them every day and they both love me. And then Peter Quill said oh dude, no fair, you have 4 beautiful women now. And then I said, what can I say Peter Quill, I guess the ladies love me. And I said come on girls, let's go have some fun. And then both of the pink slave ladies giggled cutely and yelped excitedly, and I put my hands on both of their beautiful butts, and then I went and I made love to the 2 pink slave ladies that the collector once owned, and I had sex with the 2 pink ladies and my wives. And after all that I sensed Nebula behind me and she held a sword to my neck and she said Thanos sends his regards, and then Gamora said no and Peter Quill shouted no and I can't die, but this time somehow Nebula was able to kill me, and I said no not again. And then Nebula said I don't see what the big deal was, he's just like an ordinary human. And then everyone got angry and ran towards Nebula, especially after I brought Teefs, Floor and Lila back and I restored their original bodies and I made them better, and I modified Lila, Teefs and Floor and I made them all look like Rocket, but much better. I made them all invincible using my powers after I brought back all of Rocket's innocent little animal friends. Everyone else in the Guardians of the Galaxy loved me after that, and when Nebula was actually able to kill me and slit my throat it upset everyone present, and all the Guardians of the Galaxy beat the hell out of Nebula and they all captured her, and seeing me dead on the floor broke them, and my wives and Rocket Raccoon shouted no, he was an innocent man you bitch. And then Gamora said she deserves death after this, and while I choked on my own blood Peter Quill started crying and he said I'm going to get you help, just please hold on. And then I smiled warmly and I said it's too late Peter, and then I coughed up blood and I died smiling. And then Lady Death came to me and she said you can live again, but you must do something for me. After I bring you back you must give me children and you must marry me, and in exchange for giving me a family and your hand in marriage I will never allow to die my love. And then I said I accept. Then instantly Lady Death said arise, and then I came back to life and my wounds on my neck healed, and then Lady Death appeared beside me, and then Peter Quill said no way it can't be, are you Death? And then Lady Death said yes I am Death and I will never allow him to die because he will become my future loving husband. And then I said Lady Death wants to marry me so she can have me anytime she wants me, and then I said thanks my lady, and my resurrection shocked everyone. And then Gamora and Rocket made a plan to kill Nebula and I teleported beside them both and I said no, I want to talk to her alone. And then Rocket Raccoon said I think you dying earlier might have killed a lot of your brain cells and you need to go to bed and sleep after what you have just been through, because what you said right then makes absolutely no sense. And then I said Nebula shouldn't have been able to kill me because I'm invincible and I'm immortal, and Lady Death planned this whole thing because I guess she wanted me that bad, and we all need to find out why Nebula wanted to kill me. And then Lady Death said he's right, no one can kill Kenshiro.